Okay, we are live. Welcome to Ask Me Anything Sunday night show. This is Jason. If this is the first time we meet, then this is where I go live every Sunday night to answer your questions. So I actually answer questions that people posted on my YouTube channel as well as my Facebook group. So whichever channel that you're watching this, you can actually post your Facebook ads related questions over here. In fact, not just Facebook ads. Of course, the positioning is about Facebook advertising because if this is the first time we meet, I have been actually helping brands big and small navigating success on Facebook advertising since 2010. So for the past 11 years, I have actually helped over 200 over brands in terms of managing their Facebook ads campaign for them. On top of that, I started training in 2016. So over the years, up to now, I have actually trained over 5,000 individuals from over 27 countries. So I'm a Facebook Blueprint certified professional, and I'm also a Facebook preferred marketing partner. So fundamentally, what I want to do here is in this session is very simple because Facebook advertising is actually one of the very important driving force for a lot of businesses. So especially in the past 1 year plus, we have been in this crazy pandemic, where this is kind of like the global issue. Wherever you are right now, you're probably feeling the pinch, especially for those business who is trying to turn online. Okay, Facebook advertising is actually the easiest way for you to start using some ads dollars, as in to run some Facebook advertising to drive revenue for your business and stuff like that. So in the past 1 year, that's what I have been dedicating myself to do, which is to help more people. So today, if you're watching this over here, feel free to type your questions over here because we have a very interesting AMA today. I did not receive questions in the last 1 week, whether it's on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. I'm in a Facebook group. So it's a very interesting scenario, but nonetheless, I still show up because this is kind of like a routine. We do this every week. But today I want to discuss a bit about what I do. See, a lot of people are still having a bit of confusion about what I do. But okay, now let me break it down to a few things. First thing first, there are many ways for us to actually look into this. First thing first, I actually help people learn. So you can actually go to my website, which is tribeofacademy.com, where I have at the moment quite a number of courses that you can learn, which is fundamentally most of them are about Facebook advertising. But on top of that, we also have stuff like Instagram design, Instagram content, Canva design, and stuff like that. So you can actually go over to my website. Let me bring it up, just a quick one, so that you can actually have a bit of an understanding about what I do over here. Okay, but before that, we have a question from Rohit. Hi. So what do you think? A lot of marketers have left Facebook ads due to iOS 14 update. A lot of marketers have left Facebook. Marketers, yes, but in terms of Facebook advertisers, in many ways, right, you can't really leave Facebook. Oh, okay, sorry, I forgot to bring this up. So Rohit has a question. So what do you think? A lot of marketers left Facebook ads due to iOS 14. Actually, nothing is. It's not happening among my circle. As in, like, my clients are not leaving, my students are not leaving. Maybe the other part of the world, I'm not sure, but not that I know of. Because fundamentally, like I say, where else can you go? For most businesses, right? For example, let's talk about a lot of businesses like e-commerce. A lot of businesses, whenever actually they faced the pandemic last year when they were hit by the COVID-19, they turn online. So when they turn online, where do they go? They usually start selling in marketplaces like e-commerce and all that. So when they are selling in all these places, they still need to run ads. Whether you run, let's say, for example, if you sell on Shopee, you run Shopee ads, which is to buy keywords and all that. Other than that, what else can you do? Not many businesses can afford Google ads in that sense. So Facebook ads is still very fundamentally the most useful way for you to really run ads and push it out. And other platforms, like maybe you may talk about TikTok and other things, they are still pretty new. And yeah, based on my students' early tests in all these platforms, they are still trying out to find the best way to do that. So fundamentally, Facebook is still the most matured and cost-effective way to do that. So yeah, Rohit, that's what I think. It's not happening among my circle, but maybe it's you. But nonetheless, thank you for bringing this up because iOS 14 did leave an impact to a certain extent. I think fundamentally, certain people are seeing some drop in terms of results. And of course, we lost some of the retargeting capabilities because of the, to be very frank, I will agree with you that most people will choose not to be tracked by the app and all that. So that is actually kind of like hitting in a way, but that is only when you are, yeah, you are actually going over to, like for example, that is only happening when you are, let's say, you are actually doing the website retargeting and mobile apps retargeting, that is being affected. But however, for us, for my two-step funnel framework, to be very frank, the iOS 14 update did not affect me much, to be very frank. Why? Because I'm not really using only website visits and mobile apps visits as my retargeting measure. I have other ways, like I do video and I do link instant experience open and all that as my retargeting mechanism. As long as the actions that you are tracking are still within Facebook, you're not actually losing a lot of things. So Rohit, all are questions regarding iOS 14 update. I actually talk about these iOS 14 updates multiple times. Like I said, it happens, it affects certain people, but it's here to stay anyway. So whether you want to leave Facebook, I would say that is your choice. Sorry. But nonetheless, none of my circle, none of my peers, none of my students are leaving Facebook ads because of iOS 14. If that's what you are trying to ask, okay? Now, just a quick one to bring it up and take a look at what are the courses. If you want to learn from me, first thing first, definitely you can actually go to my website. I have a series of courses that you can actually learn from, okay? Like for example, 6-day challenge is my signature training. Basically, this is where I actually, it's now a recorded training right now. We have used to do 6 days live training, but because we have evolved and all that, now it becomes a 6-hour, 6-lesson training, where at the moment you go through, you sign up, immediately you will get full access to these 6 lessons to be exact. So it's 1 hour each. So it actually teaches you all the fundamental things that you need to learn about Facebook ads. Start from day one, we talk about so-called the Facebook Business Manager setup, which we call it building the fundamental, right? And day 2, we talk about selecting the objective. Day 3, we talk about ads design and copywriting. Day 4, we talk about audience targeting. And day 5 and 6 is about how do you set up the two-step funnel framework. Facebook ads campaign using my two-step funnel framework with detailed walkthrough. I will teach you step by step how to set up the campaign. So that's my 6-day challenge. So far, we have learned with close to 1,000 people from over 27 countries right now. This is a very interesting program. You should consider learn. And the other one is Facebook ads for Shopee store. So this is fundamentally useful for those who run let's say you have a store on e-commerce marketplaces like Shopee, Lazada, Tokopedia. It applies on Tokopedia in Indonesia. I have students there. And anything as long as you're selling on other people's place, like a marketplace, but you don't own that, this strategy is very suitable for that. So this one currently, we have actually over 1,000 students also from many countries. So it's a very powerful framework that I use to help you run ads for your Shopee store, whether you have CPaaS access or not. So it's a very powerful one. Okay. So the next one is Facebook ads for lead generation. So this is also, this is very much skewed towards the lead generation. If you are running, like, let's say if you're financial advisors, if you're insurance agents, if you are real estate agents, if you are like, let's say anything, as long as your business is about getting leads first, like phone number, then you want to get a phone number so that you can start following up with them, calling them and all that to close the sales and all that. So this is very powerful. Okay. And then the other signature program that I have is Facebook Ads Analytics Masterclass. Because you see, here's the thing. When it comes to running ads on Facebook, one of the biggest challenge for a lot of people is to read the metrics. How am I supposed to make sense of the data so that I know what am I looking at? And then after that, from that, what should I do? How should I improvise? When should I kill an ad, for example? Like the other day, I was just putting up a quick case study where, like when you are running some Facebook ads campaign, at a certain point, you might be seeing it, all the numbers is okay and all that. CPM is good, cost per result is good, but fundamentally, it may not bring the end result that you desire. So sometimes the ability to read all this data gives you the eye to really see your campaign data and see beyond the normal metrics and find so-called actionable insights that can help you make decision what to do next, you see. So that's the power of this, okay? So we have another one. This is a collaboration course that I work together with Christopher, a very powerful Shopify store owner. He's actually my student, and he used my two-step funnel framework to build a campaign that is really powerful that brought him 10x ROAS for his Shopify store. Very powerful. So this is really a course if you are selling on, let's say if you're selling on Shopify, or I mean, this is specifically for Shopify, but if you run your own e-commerce store, like using your own website, the strategy is applicable as well, okay? Just that this one is very much skewed towards Shopify. So we discuss a lot more also about the settings internally, about how do you make sure that all the connections is being done correctly and all that. So yeah. So if you're actually planning to up your Instagram game, so this is a course that you should consider. Balkis is insane. She is damn good in Instagram storytelling. How do you create a content that clicks? How do you create content that sells? So, so that's the course that you want to go into, okay? And then we have this design with Canva. Now, Xander is crazy good designer. So in this is a very in-depth course. I mean, when we were running the live training, it happened for 3 days. Every day is about an hour or so. So deep dive into Canva, every single features and tools discussed, and he even give you a very thorough walkthrough how he actually designed from scratch. Crazy. So if you want to save on your designer fee, and you don't need to be a crazy designer to do that. Even as plain as you have no idea about design, but going through this course is going to help you master Canva in an entirely different way. So yeah, so that's something that you have to go through that, right? So if you have learned through my either a 6-day challenge or Shopee course and all that, you want to build a more complex two-step funnel, which is as complex as you can have like multiple tier 2 running. Let's say, for example, you have a tier 1 ad bringing people in, and then you have a series of ads that target them for, let's say, day 1 to day 3, you see ad 1. Day 2 to day 4 to day 6, you see ad 2. And day 7 to day 9, you see ad 3, and so on and so forth. So that's where I teach you how to build this kind of complex Facebook ads funnel that creates that kind of like dripping messaging kind of like effect that you can really use this framework to tell a story. What is this suitable for? Let's say, for example, if you're selling something that is complex. Like recently, I have a client who started a coaching program with me. He actually sells the invisible braces. So stuffs like this first is very high ticket. So people may not really able to understand all the features by looking at the whole thing once. So let's say if you have 5 USPs, which every one of them are very significant in terms of helping people make decisions. You want to build a journey that makes sure that every one of these 5 unique selling points gets delivered to the audience who are considering. But when you're running a normal Facebook advertising, how do you make sure that every one of the ads going out and reach them to the right people at the right time? So that is where we discuss about this thing. This is a very complex program, okay? But I will still encourage, if you want to up your level, really, this is a different kind of thing. So you should actually look into that. And then we have another one called the Facebook Business Manager Masterclass. This is also a deep dive. So a lot of people actually find Business Manager very confusing because they had actually kind of no clue how to use it, right? So this is the course where it's a 4-hour thing. I think it's a 4-hour or 3-hour thing. I took a deep dive into every single one of the features and tools, right? So that you can actually, just get all the things right. So that you know what to do, when to do, how to do it right. So yeah. And then after that, we have another course that I did with Andrew, my good friend. So this is where we dissect what I did right with my email program. Because for those who know me, I've been selling aggressively using email in the past 6 months or 7 months now. So on average, every month I make more than $2 from every subscriber that I have in my email list. So there is a way to do that. Okay, there are certain things we discuss about the technicality of it. How do you want to make sure, what are the things that you have to make sure that is set up right before you start, and how do you actually drive the strategy? How do you, just build all these things? So that's where we discuss about this over here. Sell via email workshop, very powerful. And then this is for those who want to, if you want to build a more optimized Shopee store, or you're thinking to start a Shopee store, this is where you want to join. This is where Wing walks you through. He actually go through quite a number of things, like, for example, product research, how to find product that sells, and then how to actually, what do we call, analyze your competitors, and then how do you actually set up a store that gets traffic, gets seen. How do you do the design and all this kind of thing? He actually discussed a lot of, especially for those people who are totally new to Shopee, and you want to start right. So this is the thing. This is the course that you should really consider enrolling into. So yeah, at the moment, these are all the courses that we have. But of course, on top of that, if you want something extra, you say that, okay, now cool. I've done learning. Can we get to the action right away? So we have a few other things, but nonetheless, let me go through some of the questions that you have first. So I can see some of you. Yeah, it's Rohit again. Hi. Okay. So in terms of cold audience, do we need to stack interests? And second thing you ask, breakdown is not supported according to Facebook. How do we analyze it? How do you decide the daily budget in USA, UK, Canada market? And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go through a quick one, because these are all quite technical questions. I believe you have quite of like advanced Facebook advertiser over there, Rohit. So yeah, okay. First question, in terms of cold audience, do we need to stack interests? Stack to a certain extent, do not overstack. That's my answer. So in my program, I do have a kind of like a very standard. Usually we don't go more than 10. But instead of stacking the interest, I would say, I think more important is we watch the the potential reach. So in the case, like for example, this is really for the smaller sellers, like meaning that if you're spending like less than $50 or $100 a day, so you probably want to actually consider a certain extent of your audience size. So yeah, we have a framework for that. And then after that, also we talk about the breakdown is not supported according to Facebook. How do we analyze? I don't really understand about the breakdown anyway. So yeah, but in terms of Facebook analytics, in terms of the metrics available, there are quite a number of things. So you can actually go through and explore. And in fact, if you say breakdown is not supported, I think it's because of the iOS 14, you say that the breakdown is not supported. But you can actually analyze through a lot of other things, right? Let's say, for example, if breakdown is no longer supported in the business manager, in the ads manager, we can still see where our orders coming from, right? Yeah, there are many ways, and Facebook ads is not the only tool to analyze, my friend. You still have Google Analytics, which is at the moment, I haven't heard anything being affected by the iOS 14 and whatnot yet. So yeah, right? It's just the reporting data is being affected, but it's an ads manager. It's not an analytical tool, my friend. So go over, right? So how do you decide the daily budget in USA, UK, Canada budget? To be very frank, this is not how I answer this kind of question. I don't decide the budget, okay? Because the moment when I work together with my clients or my students, they will have a budget in mind. So what we do here is we go in with the moderate budget that is reasonable for both the client and the market demand. And then after that, once we hit some ads running, we will be able to see some data gathering and all that, and we can do adjustment from there. That's how we approach this thing. But thanks for the question, nonetheless. Yep. And Rohit was saying, you're not leaving Facebook. You're going to crush this iOS situation. Go ahead. All the best. But by the way, you probably want to check out a few other things, because iOS 14.5 is crushing the market, but iOS 15 is even going to crush us further. So you probably want to find out certain things that is going to happen. Yeah. So, in my opinion, it's inevitable, my friend. But yes, I like the spirit. Go find way to really crush this. I love that. Okay. Now, coming back to where we are right now, I just want to quickly come over and continue the discussion about my programs. So I just shared with you some of the so-called online trainings. Most of them, in fact, all of them are now so-called automated right now. You can go over, pay immediately, you'll get access within hours and start learning. Okay, and some of them comes with 30 minutes one-to-one. Like for example, the the 6-day challenge comes with a 30-minute one-on-one with me. It's very limited time offer. So if you want to go through that, I strongly recommend that you actually do that. So yeah. Now on top of that, in case you say that, oh, I don't want to learn, is there any way that I can actually directly work with you? Is there any way? There is. Okay, but this is not for everyone. I have this, this is a high ticket offer. Let me tell you this, but we don't discuss the pricing. Because we need to actually go through, we understand you first before we, do anything. Okay, sorry. So basically what is really important is for us to really understand whether you fit. Okay, so we will need to actually go through the application. Right, so Facebook ads scaling program is really for those advanced Facebook advertisers that at the moment you're looking to scale, meaning that you have been spending, you're actually, you see early success and you want to push it further. Okay, our benchmark is very simple. If you're not spending at least $1,000 a month, this program is not meaningful. Okay, because if you're not spending up to that level, in fact, 1,000 is the bare minimum standard. If you're not even reaching there, I would strongly recommend that you go through some learning first. Okay, learn through the 6-day challenge and whatnot. So there'll be a better one. But if you are ready to scale, okay, I will invite you to join this Facebook ad scaling program. Fundamentally, it's a 5-week one-on-one coaching program. So what do you mean by one-on-one? Okay, so in 5 weeks' time, you're going to break it down into 5 weeks, right? Very simple. We're not going to start right away. Okay, you need to apply first. So I would say, let me put in the link over here for you to apply. So this is the link, okay, that you need to, let me apply here. Okay, I actually just put in the link over here. You have to go to this link to apply. Now, here's how it works, right? In this Facebook ad scaling program, here's how it works. First thing first, after you apply, and after you apply, we will go through a discovery call. Now, in the discovery call, I will actually go through your Facebook Ads Manager. I will read some data, analyze, and see what you're doing right now. And then after that, I will give you a so-called an idea about what are the possibilities that we can do to improve your campaign, to push it further. Okay, and then after that, if you believe this is good, you want to make the investment, then we go in. Right, immediately on week 1, I'm going to give you a thorough report about what are the potentials that you have in your Facebook ads campaign and how can we take it further. I will give you a solid plan. Okay, you would actually have a immediately ready to execute plan from me for you. After analyze all the campaigns, all the ads that you have, but of course we take one campaign at a time, a so-called one brand at a time. If you're managing an agency, right, I won't be able to go through that. You can only pick one brand. That's it, one brand. All right. So week 1, I'm going to come in and tell you that, look, this is the plan. Okay, this is what I find from your ads manager, from the previous campaigns and whatnot. Okay, and then to say that this is how we want to do this in the next 5 weeks. So from the plan itself, I'll tell you what are the things that you need to prepare. I will always ask you to make some adjustment in terms of your creative and your copywriting and all that. So you will go and prepare, okay? And then on the next call, which is the second week, we're gonna set up this together. You set up, I guide you, you set up. So we will use usually complex 2-step funnel framework. So this is where you really learn from me directly. You get all of me, all right? So after we set up, we monitor. So week 3, 4, 5 is all about coming in every week, analyze the campaign, finding opportunities to improvise and, optimize, push further, optimize, push further. And by the end of 5 weeks, you should have a very good idea about how can you really take your campaign to the next level with a very live demonstration on your own campaign together with me. So I can only take 5 clients, okay, at one go. At the moment, we still have about 1 or 2 slots left. But yeah, this is where you can work together. So if you believe this is for you, you say that, okay, now I really want to up my game because it's actually a good time. A lot of people ask me when is a good time to scale. Now is a good time, especially if you're talking about, I do not know about US, UK, yeah, Rohit? Stop asking me about that because I serve the Southeast Asia region, if you're aware of that, okay? And if you talk about the Southeast Asian market, like Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, and all that, we are entering a very unique phase right now where I call it probably the last advertisers' holiday before, the year-end rush coming in and all that. The year-end rush may start somewhere in September, October, July. This is where people start driving it up. But at this point of time, okay, the advertising cost is kind of like very, very moderate. So it's time for us to come in and grab the market and do something about it. So when you scale, when you get ready, right, by the time the all costs is coming up, you can actually leverage on other tools like email marketing or even some retargeting in a more meaningful way to reduce the dependency on, the core audience driven by the ads. So that's about the time that you should actually do this. Okay, so that's the Facebook ad scaling program. I already include the link here. You want to apply, you apply it over here. So sorry, I'm supposed to. So that's where you go. So that's the Facebook ad scaling program. You need to apply. Go over there. Now, this is my high ticket offer. Now I have another program, which is I call this the 6-figure business bootcamp. Now, 6-figure business bootcamp is something that I started with Chun Yen in May, about like 2 months ago. So what is this 6-figure business bootcamp? Now, this is really where Chun Yen and we have actually achieved 6-figure in under a few months by rebuilding our business from scratch through the pandemic, because our business was hit badly by the pandemic last year. So we found a framework. We rebuilt our business to 6-figure within months, and we want to teach you the framework. So this is suitable for who? If you are a service-based business, like if you are running an agency, if you are actually like, if you're running an agency, if you're an expert, like Rohit, you're a Facebook ads expert, right? And if you are, a coach, if you are an insurance agent, if you are a, service-based business that you believe that you want to break through, you want to achieve breakthrough. So this is the program that will actually invite you to consider joining. Okay, so this is where we go. It's like an 8-week program. So in 8 weeks time, what we're going to do is we're going to go through every week. We have one training. Okay, so sorry. Every week we have one training, and we have actually one what do we call that? A coaching group coaching program. So this is where we actually do this together to help you transform your business to the next level. As in, like, we'll go through a few things, very important one. Like, for example, first thing first, we will go through how do you build high ticket offer. This is actually kind of like the biggest hurdle for people to reach 6-figure, because if you keep selling things like that, this kind of price that you're selling right now, it's very difficult for you to break through that, because we're talking about, especially if you're in service line, if you're an expert and coach, right? Usually, our actually services are limited by our time. So the easiest way is you need to start realizing your value and start building high ticket offer. So we have a framework to help you build high ticket offer. Now, after you build your high ticket offer, we will help you tune your mindset and everything. And then after that, we will teach you how to do selling. We're talking about the selling in a new way, meaning that now we're actually doing, everything has gone online, right? So through the call, Zoom call and or something like that, how can you do something to really command selling in a different way? So that's the thing. So that's the thing that we can actually do together. So after that, right, what we will do next is we're gonna actually teach you how to really like build a powerful sales framework. And then after that, we will actually help you how to build how to actually run your business and scale it. So same thing, this thing also requires application. Okay, so I just put the link over here. So like I said, if you're a coach, you're an expert, if you are a service entrepreneur, and you believe that you want to leverage on the current pandemic right now, which is everybody is still pretty much stuck at home in most of the countries, and you want to take the full advantage of it to take your business to the next level, this is what I will invite you to join. Okay, so now last but not least, this is just a quick plug, right? I'm gonna run a live training together with Jera, which is my friend and my partner. She used to be my students. Now, what she's really good at is she's really good at personal branding, building your own attraction. Now, we always believe that your face is actually the first impression. It's like your first name card. How do you? It's not just the face, right? Your overall impression. So how do you actually stand out? Especially the same thing if you are a coach, if you are a service-based, if you are insurance agent, if you are a real estate agent, you know that you are competing in a total red ocean. So the only way that you can stand out is to really bring out your own attraction, amplify your own attraction, so that you're able to attract the right people to your universe, right? So this is where we discuss about this. So in this class, we focus on 2 things. Okay, it's gonna be a live training on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. We focus on 2 things. First, we focus on how to build a personal brand effectively, meaning that this will come from Jera. She'll have a framework on how do you actually bring up the mindset right, tune the identity and all that, so that you are able to start finding the message and you're able to amplify the message. Okay, so after that, once you're done, I'm going to teach you how to jumpstart your YouTube presence. I believe you probably know a lot of you are actually watching this on my YouTube channel. I built my YouTube channel from less than 100 followers, subscribers, up to now about 2,000 over subscribers. Now, I know the number is not amazing, but here's the thing, okay? I have built an army of 400 videos, 400 plus at the moment, that is constantly going out, helping me reaching about 1,000 people every day to bring them, introduce them into my universe. So these are the people who actually find answers, looking for answers on YouTube and all that, and that's how they found me, and they came into me like who you are. And most of you actually purchase a course from me and all that. So that's how you can build a presence that's constantly going out day in, day out to bring all this in. So I'm going to share with you my YouTube framework, which I call it the YouTube domination framework, and everything is going to happen in this course. All right. So yeah, check out my email. But nonetheless, I think I can give you the link as well. So basically, okay, I can actually bring it up over here. I have this at the banners. So if you want to join this, right, you can actually go to this banners. Okay, so this is the thing. So the personal branding in the digital era is a course that I'm going to run together with Jera on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Malaysia time. So go over that. It's quite interesting. I look forward to learn with you over there. Right. So I can see some comments coming in. Now, okay, first we have Minal. Is it necessary to know Photoshop if I'm into creative side of Facebook ads, or the Canva is enough? Oh, I can assure you that Canva is damn enough. You don't need to learn Photoshop. To be very frank, go through, enroll in that program. You'll be amazed by what Canva can do. You'll be amazed by what Canva can do. It's powerful, okay? And I would say the other day, I kind of like stopped using, I'm a designer, self-taught designer by profession. I use Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. I stopped using them, almost entirely, because Canva can do things so much faster and easier. Creative side of it, perfect. Okay, Mina, go that, okay? Thanks for the question. Now, Bev is asking, can you help us if we are from Philippines or Malaysia only? I serve the region, as in like the Southeast Asia region. Most of my clients and students are coming from Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. And I believe I'm able to serve the Southeast Asian market well because I really know them. Even if you're from Taiwan, Hong Kong, I can still do that, okay? But I believe Facebook advertising is kind of like universal. I have worked with people from Canada, US, New Zealand, Australia. I believe my two-step funnel framework is still applicable to all that. But if you're from Philippines, that's definitely my market. All right, so I look forward. Whatever you want to work with me, go on and apply, which I already provided you the link. I didn't put it in here. You can still watch back the replay and go for the link. Or if you need any help at all, reach out to me via Messenger and we can start talking. Okay, so wow, that's not bad. Thank you so much for participating. And I think that pretty much wraps this live session. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, we're going to go live again on coming Wednesday. Wednesday we say another show. Next Sunday as well. If you have any questions, then I'll post into the Facebook group or in any videos on my YouTube channel. I'll pick them up and answer them in the next AMA session on Sunday night. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Thank you. Good night. Bye.